Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for everyone being here tonight. Before we start the evening, I just want to have a moment of silence on Monday night from GRC. Peter van Sale unfortunately passed away. So I just want to take 30 seconds or so for all of us just to take a moment for him. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, tonight it's about more than coins. It's really about history, something we all love. You know, stories, creating moments in time that people never forget. So, you know, obviously when the single nine and the double nine and that process was struck, not a lot of people would have thought more than 100 years later, everyone would still be talking about it. So what we do tonight is obviously a moment where we have a gold medallion tonight that is an ounce. We only have a mintage of 9. There's going to be 99 silver minted for the double nine. And then all of you, of course, got your brass medallion, which you all personally going to be able to strike on currently the oldest working mint press in South Africa. So the one from GRC right here is quite impressive. So talking about tonight, yeah, this is quite spectacular. So thank you so much for everyone being here. I think when the Coin Club started earlier this year, I don't think we really thought that there would be so many members. So currently we're about over 700 members, just in a very short period of time, which I think deserves a round of applause for that. And I think what the Coin Club does is it doesn't matter if you've been collecting for 40 years, 50 years, or tonight is your very first coin. It's something that brings everyone together, people from different walks of life, whether you are in your early 20s or in your late 70s. Everyone gets to have the same passion, the same hobby, and obviously the love for something that's the same. Tonight we are going to have something different. We have a bit of a fireside chat with quite an interesting panel. We obviously have the current founder of the South African Coin Collectors Club, Thomas van der Spey, that is going to be part of it. We do have from the SA Mint, Shane Kennedy. Glenn Skuman is going to be part of the panel, obviously from GRC. We also have the SAN president, Marco Bassani, that's going to be part of it. Dylan Bassani also from Bassani Auction House. So it'll be quite interesting to see father and son debating a bit tonight. I think the two of them, quite a difference of opinion based on bullion and numismatics. So I think that'll be interesting. Yeah, so, you know, when Thomas and I spoke a lot about tonight, it was about not just talking about the past and where numismatics came from, but trying to figure out where it's going in the future. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to try and do almost like a bit of a timeline of South African numismatics and try and figure out where South African numismatics is going to be, you know, in a few decades from now and the plan of that. So, yeah, we got some special performances tonight. Obviously, quite a famous Afrikaans singer is going to be here. We also have something very different. So quite an interesting panel of different people. That's what I'm very excited about. And for me, Thomas obviously has done so much for South African numismatics over the last few decades. So I'm really thankful and honored for him to be here. And obviously for me also to be able to introduce him, for him to do the speech that he's going to do now. So give a round of applause for Thomas.
Actually, I doesn't know. But as a drug, it was something far greater than myself. In my hands, I hold time, stories that lived long before me and must endure long after. for this moment. It is entrusted. I will protect it. I will honor it. I will never take its history for granted. I claim not to possess, but to preserve not for myself, but for those yet to come. Through every coin, I carry the past into the future. This is my oath. This is the collector's life.
So imagine standing in Pretoria when the single nine point was struck. Imagine witnessing a coin being created that would become the greatest story in South African numismatics. The single nine point was more than the first gold coin struck for 1899. It was the voice of the Zuid-Afrikaanse Republiek, the Transvaal's declaration to America, to Britain, and to the world. We possess our own gold. We strike our own money. We remain a sovereign nation. That single coin carried the pride, identity, and the determination of an entire republic. And tonight, we draw inspiration from that same powerful idea. This medallion is our message to the South African numismatic community. The South African Coin Collectors Club is here. It's real, and it belongs to us all, the collectors. Tonight, we will not simply receive a medallion manufactured somewhere behind these walls. We will stand together at the press. We will place the blank planchet before the dies, and with one powerful strike, we will bring our own symbol into existence. It represents a community taking shape, a movement taking shape, and a legacy taking shape. Just as a single nine carried the identity and determination of a republic, this medallion will carry the identity of our club, our unity, our passion, and our belief in the future of South African numismatics. And years from now, when this medallion is held again, may people remember that those who stood in this room tonight, because we are the link between those who came before us and those who will follow into the future. So maybe it's a good time to explain something about the single nine. So Baron, the mint master, came up with this idea. So maybe we should step back a little bit. The 1899 dies were intercepted in a cloak and dagger operation in Delagoa Bay. So the British got hold of it. The British was writing down in the press that they've won the war. They're in control of Pretoria. So Baron came up with this idea, and he invited Charles McCrum, who is the Consul General for the United States, to Pretoria, to the mint, and he overstruck a single nine onto an 1898 point, handed it over to McCrum as a diplomatic gift from the Transvaal, showing that we are still a sovereign nation, we are minting our coinage, we are in control. Obviously, behind the scenes, there was a lot going on between the US and Britain, as they did not like that McCrum was so close to the Boers, and they immediately recalled him back to the US. McCrum left Pretoria, traveled all the way up to Liverpool, and from there had to take a ship back to the US. Now, all the records show that that coin was not in South Africa. The coin never made it to the US. It literally vanished, gone forever. And then magically, in 1954, it reappears with all its documentation in the auction of the legendary King Farouk of Egypt. The biggest numismatic auction the world has ever seen and will forever see. There will never be an auction like that again. And today, we're very lucky to still have that coin. And I'm very proud that Culture City Mint could assist us to create something special. So where we can not only mint the medallion, use the fly press to overstamp the 9, and each and every one hand engrave their own monogram onto that coin, making it theirs, unique and special, as the single 9 is. So if we connect the past to the future, and we connect history to the hands that will preserve it, and we connect collectors to one another, then we are the connectors. And together, we are writing this next chapter. But no chapter begins on an empty page. We need to remember the collectors, researchers, dealers, societies, museums, auction houses, and institutions that carry the hobby before us. We did not create South African numismatics. We inherited it from generations who collected, researched, recorded, preserved, and protected this. Some people wrote entire chapters, while others added only a line, but all contributed to the hobby we enjoy today. It's important to acknowledge some of these names that are present here tonight, and some that means the world to me personally. Glenn Skuman, I met you in 2005 in Melkbos-Strand. Obviously knew for many years who you were, but had the first opportunity to meet you then. It's more than 21 years ago we met. You are literally over years have become a personal friend of mine. I'm so glad, Uncle Brian Hearn, that you could be here tonight. It really means the world to me to see you. You're looking fabulous. Professor Francois Malan, I have the deepest respect for the work that he has done behind the scenes, the research. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that as well, because it's something very close to my heart. Although I don't have, how can you say, I don't really have the dedication and the time to do what he does. But it's amazing that he can capture all of this research work for future generations. Marco Bassani, keeping the dealers together. The dealers play an integral part in this hobby. Thank you for what you do behind the scenes. As collectors, we work closely with the dealers, and most people will never see what goes on behind the scenes, and it's incredible the work that you put in. And then a personal friend of mine, someone that needs much more recognition in South African numismatics, Dr. Heinz Wirtz. Dr. Heinz, I've personally been lucky to sit in your apartment many times, seeing the research work that you have done. And if it's one mission I have in this hobby, I want to get that research work out to the collectors, because what you have done is something incredible. It's amazing. So we are able to write the next chapter because others first gave us a story worth continuing. So numismatics has never been about owning rare coins. It's about discovering the history, the struggles, the ambitions, and the people that represent them. So I've been in this hobby since about 7 years old. I visited Pierre Norkier's house when I was 11. Natalie Jaffe, spent a lot of time with her at City Coins. And numismatics has been my life as a collector. I've, over the years, through business, been lucky to build a really proper collection. For those that have been lucky to see the entire collection, it is South Africa's most beautiful collection. It is the biggest collection in South Africa. But even the greatest collection means very little if the hobby surrounding it is not protected, respected, and growing. So growing and protecting the hobby also protects the history, importance, and long-term value of the coins and the banknotes collectors hold. And this is where the South African Coin Collectors Club comes in. My responsibility eventually in this hobby became bigger than my own collection. At some point, I realized that my responsibility could no longer end at the door of my own collection. And there's many things that I've helped create over the years in the hobby. Glenn will know the story of how Sangs came about. I worked to build Sangs. Obviously, being in Cape Town, it didn't work there. So I moved everything and handed it over to Glenn and them in the early days. And I think in 2008, it moved up to Johannesburg. And I'm very glad to see where Sangs is today. Dario, you and the team, you guys are doing an incredible job. You know, my involvement in Sangs ended in 2008, but it's nice to see the baby I started. It's still there. And then obviously changing how dealers deal in coins and becoming more professional. You know, that kind of sparked the idea of moving coins to auction houses. And I had many conversations with you about it, Dylan, and I'm super proud to see all those conversations we had. And you just took the ideas and the vision and you just ran with it, and you've built yourself an incredible business. Um, Bigger and better than the vision I had for South African numismatics, and I'm so proud of that. Well done. So the club was created to welcome and educate new collectors, connect existing collectors, protect people from scams and costly mistakes, share knowledge, promote South African numismatics, create new experiences and opportunities, and build a stronger, more united collecting community. The club was not created to replace the organizations or people who came before it. It was created to honor the chapters already written and to help carry the hobby into its next era, a modern era of numismatics. Although I founded the club, this club belongs to all collectors. And a question I get a lot is, I live in Mauritius, I'm retired. Why am I doing this? So something that comes very close to me is, pretty much over the weekend, I lost my mom. I lost my dad during COVID. And the last 2 to 3 weeks, I was next to her bed in Turkey. She had cancer. And, we were able to talk about everything in life. We both knew it was coming. Um, and between the hospital and where I was staying, I had a lot of time on my mind to think about life, death, things like that. And a story came to me that just rings so true. Someone once told me that you die 2 times. Once is when your physical body dies. The second is when your name is spoken for the final time. And I really thought about that. You die the second time when your name is spoken for the final time. And if I think about that, I know my grandparents, but I don't know my grandparents' grandparents. I don't know their names. I don't know their stories, nothing. So, watching someone you love face cancer makes you understand how limited time is. It forces you to ask not only what you have achieved, but what will you leave behind? And in a way, for me in numismatics, this, what you all see, is part of me creating my story in this world, in a hobby that I so dearly love. And it's a legacy I hope to leave. I do not want to be remembered only as someone who owned remarkable coins. I want to be one day remembered as someone that moved this hobby forward for the next generation. So, but no individual can write this chapter alone. Not a founder, not a dealer, not a society, and not a collector. Every person here has a role. Every time you welcome a beginner, you share your knowledge, you preserve an important item, you support an event, you treat another collector fairly, you introduce someone new to numismatics, You're helping to shape the future of this hobby. When future collectors look back at our generation, what will they say we created? So tonight is not simply an event we attend, it's an invitation to take responsibility for our future. In 1892, a small nine placed upon a coin created a story that has survived the test of time. Tonight, we honor those who wrote the chapters before us. We celebrate those writing the chapter today, and we accept responsibility for the chapter that comes next. The future of South African numismatics is not waiting somewhere in the distance. It's here, it's in this room, and it's in our hands. So tonight, we are not simply remembering history. Together, we are making it.
Whispered stories and histories, 1,000 journeys, 1,000 dreams, bound together by more than skin. Every coin is crossed, another hand, every note is struck. Standing here tonight, keeps another piece of history alive. We're not just taking still, we're protecting stories.
Jag kan bara stå där, bara en dag jag kan inte stå där. Så det var I guess we are confident to read it. Så. Så. Like I like you buy like you have a mic. Yeah. Yeah, everyone's gonna have it. Just gonna bring it.
We become part of its history, and long after its lights grow dim,
Next chapter.
we'll still carry our names. Every collection begins with one coin. Every friendship begins with one conversation. Every movement begins with one moment. Welcome.
No worry. So,
This is the next chapter of South African numismatics.
automatically move the trophy and put the fireplace on.
Okay, which trophy is that?
You know.
Hey, which trophy is that?
Thank you so much, Thomas. So we're going to do a fireside chat. So we do have a panel of 7 people tonight that are going to be here. I'm going to be standing the whole time just to be at the same level as everyone else. And yeah, let's try and do this. So firstly, of course, we do have Thomas van der Spey that's going to be joining the couch. He, of course, is the founder of the South African Coin Collectors Club. He gets to pick wherever he sits. Go for it. Then, of course, we do have Marco Bassani that's going to come forward. He is the president of SAN, which is the South African Association of Numismatic Dealers. And he's going to be looking at it from the point of view of different dealers in South Africa. So he can come forward. Then we have Dylan Bassani, the director of Bassani Auction House. How's it? I saw him today preparing for quite a few hours, but I sent him the wrong questions. Shane Kennedy from the South African Mint is also here. You guys can give an applause. I need 2 people. Everyone going? There we go, Shane. Welcome. I also sent him the wrong questions. Then we have Glenn Skuman from Gold Reef City Mint. Obviously, thank you so much, Glenn, that we could be here tonight. We also have Dario Deligianidis, who's the CEO of SANGS. We're going to try and talk about grading tonight, and let's see how you guys feel about SANGS. And then a big thing for tonight, it is the South African Coin Collectors Club, and we've decided to ask Andre Dippenaar to be here tonight to represent collectors. Obviously, Andre, slightly new to South African numismatics, and let's see his opinion. So there you got it. You guys looking comfortable?
Almost an hour, like more than an hour.
Thanks, man.
This one? Continue while we were seeing that. There's something wrong with the bus.
So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Writing the New Chapter, where we talk about South African numismatics and where South African numismatics is going to go in the future. South African numismatics has changed quite a lot, I think, the last few years, or the last 5 years especially. We've seen new collectors, people who were never collecting a few years ago, obviously being part of the market today. We're also obviously seeing a lot of younger people in the hobby, which is very important, I think, for everyone trying to grow the hobby, keep the hobby going for many decades to come. And we've seen a lot of quite record-breaking prices in auctions. We've seen major developments in grading and a lot of things from public as well as private mints around the country. So trying to grow South African coins and banknotes, of course, with the launch of the South African Coin Collectors Club. But tonight is not about celebrating the past. It's about asking one important question. Where is South African numismatics heading, and what role do each of us have in shaping the future of that? And what makes tonight's panel particularly special is that every guest represents different parts of South African numismatics. We, of course, have Marco from SAND here representing dealers. We have Thomas from the South African Coin Collectors Club, Dario with grading, Andre with collecting. We have Shane and Glenn here with the mints, as well as Dylan from the auction. So we can literally go through tonight where we're going to see the process of a coin being minted and being auctioned. So where we came from, we're going to start with Glenn Skuman tonight as the first person who's going to be speaking. Glenn, you're one of the most experienced people here tonight. Gold Reef City Mint celebrates 40 years this year. I want you to take us back to that. Where did Gold Reef City Mint start, and how did the hobby look like 40 years ago?
Yeah, thanks, guys. It was a very different place 40 years ago, I can tell you. The Holy City Mint was started by the South African Mint in 1986. The SA Mint, of course, was done by government, and they ran the Holy City Mint for 2 years. At that point in time, they came to my father and I. We had a little shop at Holy City called Holy City Coin Exchange. And they said to us, we don't want to take over the mint company. We have a little shop 25 square meters, which is bigger than most people's stores. And we were going to move into a premises of 350 square meters. And my father, he said, well, I don't know if you can do that. But I was a lot younger than this. I had a bit more confidence. And I said, right, we'll take it on condition. But the SA Mint used all the equipment with us, which they had, all the stuff that came from the museum as well. And they will teach me how to do it, how to cut dies, how to make coins, how to make plans, etc. We say it easy. Unfortunately, since those days, from 1988, we've been very close to the South African Mint. That's when we started.
And looking back over the 40 years, Glenn, for Gold Reef City, what do you think are some achievements or medallions or things that you're most proud of?
Well, I think if we listen to what Thomas said earlier on, the single line was probably the very first time that any South African coin had ever been overstamped or had a mint mark on it or whatever. And that did not happen again until 1987, when the South African Mint said they came and spoke to my dad and I and said, listen, why don't you make something different for the change? You put a mint mark on it. It was unknown at that point in time. So we decided, right, we'd like to be involved in it. That Gold City Mint was still run by the SA Mint in those days. And from 1987 to 1991, they minted the Gold Reef City Kruger names in all different sizes. And the report was set up and made up from them. But there's something that really gave me the name City push. And it was good to see that something with a mint mark on it was accepted in this country. After that, maybe one of our biggest events is we did a banking project for the South African Mint. After we had taken over the Gold City Mint from them. And in 1994, we did a Johannesburg project, which was to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Johannesburg. And that too had a mint mark on. So mint marks go back to those years. As I say, nothing before that other than the single minded state. We've got a couple of highlights. We were fortunate to mint the very, very first coin medallion with the image of someone that I think you might recognize his name. His name was Nelson Mandela. The very, very first one ever we made at Gold Reef City, and we were fortunate to have Nelson Mandela do that day and struck it himself. We did Rugby World Cup. We made coins for Suriname. We've made coins for Zambia, Cook Islands. We made medallions for Villaking and the village. And I think one of the highlights is we've been, I found it up here, on 17 different TV programs. It's quite a lot. And a lot of these programs have been translated into 8 different languages in 47 countries. Of course, the one interview that I did on TV, which cost me a lot of aggravation and drama, was when the industry was investigated by Carte Blanche. And I, at the time, was chairman of SAN, the market is now. I was asked to comment on that. And the people who were creating the problem didn't like what I was saying. So, yes, not my first interview on TV. It got me into a lot of trouble. And gave me a couple more later.
Thank you so much, Glenn. I think we can all give an applause for GRC for 40 years this year. I want to go to Thomas here as one of the older people on the stage, Thomas. That's what it says here. I mean, I don't know. I want to go back to the early years of South African numismatics, kind of where it started for you, you know, how the hobby was, obviously before the internet, Thomas.
It was literally almost before the internet. So most of the coins, you know, as far back as I can pretty much remember, has been on Burbai or Burbai. It was very much different to what it was like today. So it was still breaking a lot. It was not possible to put images onto. Sorry, it was not possible to upload images onto Burbai in the early days. And yeah, one of the things I didn't like about it is that the auction had the sniping ability. You could literally snipe at the thing. And if you try to support, and you can still answer the time yourself. Both the Andy Higgins many times. And the most early guys on Billboard are still there. Like Brent Loebster, out in Paul, could be Painter, who's in the radio right now. Pierre, who came in on the early days, selling coins. And back then, the dealer would tell you what is the price of the coin. That's how it worked. And you got to learn that what the dealer said is undergrading or overgrading. And I remember, I don't really want to mention some names because it can be nasty, but if someone said this is a mistake coin, you're going to be lucky to get the mistake. And then Uncle Brian, for instance, if he says this is an English plus coin, you're going to get proper mistake grade on that coin. It was very strict. So that was the early days. And then grading changed that a lot. We started seeing US graded coins coming to South Africa. I started sending coins into very early on. And that's also what led to the change to started in South Africa. Why send all the coins to the US? When we have the knowledge, they make so many mistakes in South Africa. So we definitely needed to grade the coins locally. No, that's pretty much the early days of the hobby. It's changed a lot.
Yeah, so talking about some of those changes, what do you think? Obviously, a big part of numismatics is trying to open it up to everyone, make it accessible, make it something that everyone can be part of. You know, I know I've heard the joke a few times about numismatics being just an old guy in a room alone, and instead it's a few old guys in a room alone. But the idea of the difference, you know, of when you realized things needed to change and you wanted to be part of creating that change.
Yeah, so you kind of saw what happened with stamps. It's not the same. But at the end of the day, in numismatics, it all comes down to supply and demand. And the supply is fixed for all numismatic coins, quality coins. Only so much supply. So if you think about it, if you 10x the demand, you're going to 10x the price. It's as simple as that. It's basic economics. And to do that, I think what I saw was that there was certain dealers really trying to bring the industry together, but they're still very much profit driven and running a business. So what I kind of like to see is the change, the change happening where collectors take responsibility. Even if you go back to point shows, today we have the farm point show. The first point show was done by collectors. They invited the dealers. Today, it's the other way around. And for me, I see no reason in the future why one to the collectors itself can have a point show and invite the dealers. But one thing I do like about numismatics today is everyone's got access to information and knowledge, literally on their phone. So there's no more excuses. Whereas in the early days, it was really difficult to learn. You kind of learn through the dealer. The dealer played such an important role in your journey as a collector. Where today, that's kind of changed. We can do it ourselves. We still need to do it. The secret to building great collections is having great relationships with people. Everyone out there that wants to build a proper collection. But yeah, that's basically it.
Also want to talk to Marco here from, obviously Marco being the chairman or president, Marco, what title do you prefer? So the chairman of Sant, and I see Marco, he's got a very good sense of humor, and he's someone I think that I've learned a lot from over the last few years, and I really appreciate a lot that he's done. And I want to talk to him about the early days. I mean, Marco's also been part of numismatics for many decades, and I want to kind of get your idea of where the hobby was many years ago, and talking about where it is today.
To me, the biggest change has been access to information that we've seen in today's time compared to previous. When I entered this industry, collectors really relied on coin shows, catalogs, such as the men's catalog, magazines, books, coin fairs, and obviously the relationship with their dealers, for the dealers they dealt with. That's rely and obviously build their knowledge. Today's information is available, like I said earlier, instantly. In the internet, social media, collectors are generally far better informed and in search by similarity and market trends. Apparently, you're not getting messages.
Yeah, I see
They
that.
can't hear
Wanna-
on social media.
Okay.
This might be somewhere
I think we're gonna just pass this one around for everyone.
Okay, got it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, so talking about the hobby, Marco, do you really think, thinking about the last 5 or 10 years, do you think that there really are a lot more newer collectors, people interested in coins or bullion that you haven't seen before?
I believe both are happening. Okay. Existing collectors have certainly become more active. Okay. And so I'm just trying to read some notes before I leave anything out here. They've become more active. And due to greater market, obviously visibility, easier access to buying and selling platforms, such as the auctions we see today. However, we're also seeing a genuine growth from the new collectors entering the market today as well. That's it.
I also do want to ask Dylan here, get him involved, and try and work out for you where, when you started a few years ago compared to today, and try to see if you agree with what Marco said.
Yeah, so just to touch on what my dad was saying as well, is I completely agree with what Thomas and my dad have said about access to information. And when they say that, I think everyone takes it for granted. But you can take a photo of a coin today, put it on ChatGPT. It can tell you the exact mintage figure of the exact coin, what it's worth in different grades. So that's a tool that we never would have dreamed of a couple of years ago. Even as 3 years ago, that never existed. So access to information has definitely affected the prices and just allowed people to make more informed decisions on what they're buying and what they should kind of be paying for the items. And then I also think another major factor is like the NGC registry. It's made it so competitive and everyone wants to have the best coin. And by having something like that, it's really driven the market or prices on top stuff to a new point where they haven't been before. And just so the other guys on the panel do know, the Coin Club has just let us know that they get struggling to hear us through the other mic, so we're just going to share this one mic going forward. Lance, you must take this one.
So I'm going to have to walk a lot here. Talking to Dario next, I want to see how grading for me. I mean, talking about auctions, I think a big thing, when we talk about something that might be unfair, and what Thomas spoke about is the dealer almost deciding the grade. You know, back in the day, there's no photos in Bob's shop. It's very different today. And obviously, grading has kind of changed the way that people collect. So I want to see from Dario here how important he thinks the role of grading is currently.
Well, I would say SANGs, from my biased point of view, obviously, since we've sort of relaunched in 2025, we've tried to include your smaller collector because I do feel that grading was seen as something that you would only grade the top coins. It wasn't affordable to grade a smaller coin. It wasn't sensible to do so. So I see this local grading and especially the coin club as well, really assisting the new collector and also pushing SANGs to educate these collectors as being very important for where we're going to head in the future.
Just want to say, I think it's not okay now. So let's just see. For Dario, talking about local grading, this is for a lot of people for a longer period of time with that trust in HBC, the international type of feeling of it. How important do you think SANS is for local grading South African points in South Africa, having the expertise on South African points?
Well, the way I look at it is obviously in the past, SANGs had ups and downs. I think trust was broken, but the thing is, we are building day by day. We're trying to help the collectors. We're trying to make it also affordable for people to grade your coins that are even circulated coins, just for people to experience what grading is about, to try and teach them something. It's not necessarily about profit for SANGs to begin with, because I think if we educate all these new collectors, I think we're going to go a lot further. So we're taking the approach of let's start from the basics, let's help the new collectors, let's grade as many coins as possible, and also teach these new collectors what the point of grading is.
And we are also going to under talking about you as a new collector, someone I think I would know when you started collecting coins and for you, you know, why are you so passionate about it?
Well, it started the 29th of January this year. My wife was late for a wedding, and I was waiting for her, and I started scrolling on Facebook, and I got to Uncle Jan's own water group, and I went on there, and I saw a coin which I liked, and it was easy. You know, buying a coin and getting to hobby was easy. And I started getting into silver, but as I went along, I got my hands on the old Volksraad minutes of the Free State and the Transvaal. And that's when I started realizing it's much more than just gold and silver. It's your identity of a country. Whether it be a note, whether it be a coin, it represents a sport, the achievements, the history. You're going from where gold was founded in Pilgrim's Rest in 74, going to the two Tsar republics where they went through the pride that they put on the coat of arms. When the war came, they didn't stop. You know, that showed we are still here, we are still fighting. They produced a single nine, the double nine, the Falcon was there. We went through the Union, and when everything started again, we got independence back in 61. We started making the rand, and we started putting all our items on there, what we resemble. 65, we got the Afrikaans rand coming through. 97, Christian Barnard, the first heart transplant that was put on the coin. We went back from sports, from we put out for so long. John T. Rhodes on the 2003 coin, demolishing the stumps. And 2017, you know, we put the gold. I think gold ounces was put on the map by South Africa, and everybody followed after that. And 2017, we started commemorating the gold ounce, and they said there's going to be 1 million silver ounces produced, and that's something that we are all part of today. We are fortunate to get the privilege that's coming out. And if you look back, that is who we are, that is what we are. The wars we're fighting, doesn't matter what nationality, we are part of this, and it shows what we are proud of.
And you can see a guy passionate about something and he went 10 points on that. One thing that I really, what some challenges you face? I mean, it's not, it's a new hobby, you know, maybe overpaying, buying from the wrong people, what are some challenges?
I've got two, if I could tell two stories. All right, so first time I was buying, and I started looking at my collection. I had a whole group of ancients there. I had a lot of silver, I had some gold bullion, I had some Zara. I was looking at this and I thought, where am I going? I've got to go in the direction. So I'm grabbing a bit here, a lot of ungraded stuff. And I started selling off. So I went on a group, I posted there, and there I realized you get three types of collectors. You get your passionate collector, you will collect a coin, not selling it, holding on to it. You got the fear of losing the coin, the chase is there. And those are the guys, they won't mind paying what the coin is worth. Then you get your investment collectors, they'll barter a bit. Those are the guys that will collect, but they will buy some to resell it to upgrade. And then you get your not bargain hunters, but you get your traders. And I met a lot of the traders that day. And I thought, yeah, this is going to be difficult if you have to buy for high prices. And then I put a couple of coins on the group, and Thomas contacted me. And he said, I'm only allowed to put a certain number on because I put everything on. I wanted to sell because I was chasing something. And he actually offered to buy a few coins from me. And I told him, listen, this is what I paid. I climbed into the silver when it was at its peak. So now I'm going to lose a bit. And he was actually very accommodating. And then I saw, you know what, there's a system. You need all three of those collectors in the system. The barter guys, they create the demand. I mean, if you don't have them, you only have the collectors. What's the use of the bullion going to be in the gold and silver? The guys investing, that's the ones giving you opportunities to buy the coins and not holding the coins. So I learned a lesson there, and I also had to decide which one will I be. And then you mentioned now overpaying. So swiping right on Basan is very, very easy. And you got that pre-bidding function that you can have. So I figured out if I put a high pre-bid, if somebody bids, you take the 2-3 swipes, you take a swipe, you're going to hope you're going to just pass. And so I put the bids in very high. This was when gold was at its peak. There was a gold rush. There was 7 ounces right after each other. And the gold dropped after that drastically the very next week, but badly. So I was in that auction sitting there, and I was doing the calculations of what I was going to lose. So I was actually bidding for the guy that was bidding against me. And just before we got to where he should get, he climbed out. And I ended up winning all 7 of those coins. It was my biggest account I had to pay there. And that night I thought, I'm done now. I'm just pushing too much into this. And the next morning I woke up with a plan. So I thought, I've got to start something that's going to fund this. So I'm also collecting old books and Bibles. So I went heavy into that. And I started collecting a lot and selling a lot. And that went very well. But about 2 weeks ago, I realized I'm now a numismatic collector and I'm a book collector. So I'm back to square one again.
Excellent. And I want to go to Thomas next. And talk about someone as, from a coin collector's club perspective. There's a lot of new collectors that don't know too much necessarily about coins and the education of it. What is the coin club trying to achieve in terms of trying to get rid of scams, negative things people don't understand, the specificness of how to collect?
So it's giving collectors the platform. So connecting collectors. I've always said is that the hobby is stronger when we get together, be it at an event like this, be it at coin shows, be it to get to know fellow collectors. And, the Coin Collectors Club can only give collectors the platform. Unfortunately, there's no magic tool to pass the knowledge over. We can just share the knowledge. It's still up to each and every collector to take responsibility in this hobby himself. So just providing the foundation where you can bounce ideas off, come get advice. We've got the new collectors corner where any question goes. Feel free to ask that. And you can quickly get an answer for a question. But I would also say in the same sense, sometimes the type of questions, it can get really difficult to see because, one has to do your own work at least. Try, like for instance, an example, this is just a story, but I saw someone, for instance, buy a coin on an auction and the very next day ask, what's the coin worth? You just bought it on an auction the day before. But basically, that's what the Coin Collectors Club wants to provide. It wants to provide a platform for collectors where they can come and enjoy the hobby. Simple.
I want to create an interesting moment here between Dylan and Mark. So let's see what Mark is going to say. I'm going to give you, someone comes into your office, Mark, 2,000. That's all I know. What are you suggesting them to buy?
My suggestion would be quality over quantity. In other words, buy the best grades. If you're into numismatics, obviously, if you're talking about numismatics, not bullion, right? Yeah. Yeah. So I'd advise them, if they've got 20,000 rand, go and choose the best particular coin, the best grade of the coin that they like, and go with that first instead of collecting a whole bunch of, shall I say, low graded or ungraded coins. On the other hand, okay, I generally advise my clients is start with the bullion. With the bullion first, at least you get to understand coins and work around, play with coins. You can watch the gold price. There's not too much in it. And if you get a numismatic bullion coin at the same price or very close to the price of the bullion coin, it's a no-brainer to buy the numismatic coin because there's always that opportunity that you will obviously get a better return on that particular coin at some stage.
So basically, Mark is saying, you see any coin very close to the spot silver and gold price.
Correct.
I want to see what Dylan's going to say. We're logging in. Just registered for a weekend wonder. I've got 20,000.
So I want to say I completely disagree with my dad. No, I'm joking. So I would definitely agree with that. Is buy numismatics, or like my dad says, semi-numismatic items, where you can buy a beautiful piece that does have pedigree and history kind of added to it, as close to the gold price as possible or silver price as possible. The nice thing with that is you've always got the backing of the metal that the coin's made out of. So in years to come, maybe it's not a coin that people want to buy, but you'll always have that gold or silver value obviously added to it. However, I think there's a big part of the market that everybody's missing, and I really actually just don't understand it. Take a coin for an example, an 1898 point. All day long, an AU58 sells at gold price. So now, would you rather buy a Kruger Rand that struck in 2025, or would you buy gold struck in the South Afrikaans Republic period in limited vintage figures at gold price? So I do agree that Kruger Rands are the way to go. Everyone loves Kruger Rands, but there's so many numismatic treasures that are struck, real numismatics that you can buy for the gold price. So I just think local collectors, unfortunately, yeah. So yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you said. Obviously, I do like the numismatics more than the bullion. The bullion's a bit boring for me. But on the numismatic side, there are numismatic bargains where you can buy real collector's items for the gold price as well.
Talking about numismatics and not liking modern Kruger as much.
Thank you very much, and it's inspiring to be and to see passion from the crowd, from important players within the industry, and really from you youngsters. I mean, you and Dylan and John, you guys do an amazing job bringing youth into this community, and really well done. Thank you.
I want to say, obviously, a lot of people think about the SA from an international perspective. Kruger Rand being the first bullion point in 1967, and really making a big difference. Always putting South African mathematics and the SA local how do you feel about that perception? SA is just about Kruger Rand. How do you feel in the future? Maybe some new products, some new things that you guys are working on.
Yeah, thank you. It's really, it's been around for over 130 years, and over the period we've traded, existed, we've done some remarkable things in circulation coins, which is really our primary business. We serve the Reserve Bank and we serve South Africa's economy. In the process of that service, we've created some amazing products like the single nine. These are circulation coins, and we can't lose focus or even consider the fact that it's just something we do as a sideline other than Kruger Rand. Kruger Rand is important, but of course, coinage of the country keeps us going, and it's really what we exist for. Kruger Rand Special was the first It's a legacy that's grown on trust, availability, quality, and obviously the most traded coin in the world at the moment due to the longevity of the coin. And it served South Africa very well. I mean, even if you consider that if we were embargoed from the US, and I'm not really sure if it did us any harm, but really put us on the map as why is this particular coin being embargoed? And actually, any press, bad or good, could possibly turn out well. So the Kruger Rands established itself over the years, and it's not our only brand at the moment. We have other brands and we continue to develop uniquely South African, authentically African products based on what we have. And wildlife, the Big Five as an example, in its third series is still going strong. Odyssey, the African range, and of course the circulation points we celebrate.
Difficult question to understand. Obviously, our we have leaders, we have a lot of connectors here, people from different parts, and everyone being together because of their love for the mathematics of point. How important is it for them to say that to connect with those people, try to be more accessible to everyone?
I think interactions like this, and this is a great opportunity for us, and we welcomed a lot of the collectors to the Mint last month, which I thought was really exciting, refreshing, and we got to speak to the people that matter to us. And it made such a difference within the Mint to listen to the voice of the customer. And we hope that this continues, and we hope to be accessible, and of course to always listen, consider, and respond to what our customers and our collectors want. So it's a vital part of what we want in the future.
I think for us, of course, it was so special in the last month to go into very far and trying to have events like that obviously means a lot to the South African point for the club. I want to go to Thomas here. Also long name. Thomas, from the perspective of the South African point club, what would you like to see from the South African over the next few years? And how do you feel we're going to create a more active culture in South Africa?
Yeah. Honest answer. No, I need to think about this one. So, what would we like to see from the South African Mint? Look, Shane, you guys are doing amazing work through the dealers. And, end of the day, our responsibility as collectors, we go through the SA Mint authorized dealers. We buy the products from them. We love the products that you guys produce. But the question is more from the club's perspective, what the club would want from their segment. So one thing obviously from the club's perspective is funding. And I've told this to you before, with funding we can create these things. We'll never come to you and ask for money. We need to create it ourselves. And I do believe that there is an opportunity, once every 3 years, because obviously we always have to have respect for that dealer relationship with the Mint. But it would really be amazing if the South African Coin Collectors Club can work on a coin project or a coin with the SA Mint in a way that we can use the SON dealers to distribute that to the collectors that indirectly creates the funding back for the club being able to do this. So I would say if I have to answer that is something I really hope we can be open to and communicate and somehow one day get something over the line where we can go back to the community and say, look, as a club, we actually got it right to do our own privy milk on a Kruger as an example.
I want to put Daria in the question. So part of what I do is obviously take a lot of photos, about 10,000 photos of coins on my phone. And a lot of people wanting to know the value, what's the coin talking about. And there's an app that I hope you guys don't use. It's called coin insight. So you basically take a photo of your coin, it tells you what it is, it tells you the position of that coin. So Dorian, we're grading it, but on the app, how do you feel about technology, integrating, AI coming in, the future of that technology from a safety perspective?
Yeah, we see a lot of that app. We see a lot of those screenshots. Before we get a submission on our signings line, we see thousands of screenshots, claimed conditions of these coins. I do think AI is going to play a major role in the future when it comes to coin grading itself. But there's still that expertise that a human would have. I mean, that touch and feel of the coin, looking at the coin in person. I don't know if the computer is going to capture that as well as an expert. It's going to obviously get better with time, but yeah, I think robots are going to control most of our things, but the experts in this industry will always be there. So I don't think you're ever going to do away with human intervention when it comes to grading.
I want to just a quick fire question. So, after one, so everyone can answer the question very quickly. Give me 1 sentence. And start with Marco. And I want to say, Marco, in terms of South African numismatics, what do you think, in 5 years or so, where you would want numismatics to be? With 1 or 2 sentences.
With the youngsters, that's the future generation, is pushing, getting the youngsters involved with South African numismatics, and that obviously they get to understand South African history automatically by just getting involved with South African numismatics. And I think that's our future, the youngsters today. That's what we need.
I want to go to Thomas here. Thomas, what do you think? What opportunity does South African numismatics have in the next few years with the coin collecting stuff?
So if we can make collecting fun again, like really fun, host events like this more often, more coin shows. People are going to want to bring their friends and family along, and that's how we're going to grow this hobby. Seeing more friends, family, people getting interested. Tonight I'm lucky, my wife's here, Michaela, beautiful as can be, as always, and my best friend from school's here. He got coin obsessed. It did take pretty much 40 years to get him there, but I got him there. And I really do hope that in 5 years we can see that. A hobby that's vibrant, active, and you want to bring friends and family to events like this, because it's not just a room full of old people.
I want to say, I've seen through so many people that love going to numismatics so much that every friend, family member, everyone, I see that a lot with a lot of people in his life, and you're so passionate about something, you want to share it with everyone. Dorian, few people here have never graded for you. Why think that?
Wow, great one. I think that much faster than inches. Good. So I would say that if you don't sort of try grading, or if you don't get educated on grading, it's paramount to this community. So I think it's all about educating people about grading first, more importantly than just telling people to grade. And grading doesn't necessarily mean that your coin's worth something. That's important.
And what mistake do you think most new people make? Just want to help them.
I think they get to the stage where you just want to buy. And what I've seen this year work for me is going back to the old roots of trading. Trading a nice coin. I mean, if you've got a coin that's got sentiment on it, the only way you will let that go, I've seen guys that hoard. Then you ask them, what do you have? Like, I don't know, I think I've got 3 of these. Once you get there, it's time to let go of something. And we've had a ticket that passed through our hands in the last 4 months. 6 guys have handled it, but everybody has gotten something out of it. So I think if we can maybe get to that stage, we have trading days and trade with the guys, and not only focus on the buying and keeping, you can give more exposure to the hobby.
GRC, new product, to people buy.
Absolutely. What a question.
Very good question. I think what we've got to say there, Landon, is where do we see numismatics going from here? I think what's important is numismatics started 600 to 650 BC. So you're talking about almost 3,000 years ago. Now, there will come a time, and Shane might not necessarily agree with me, but there will come a time when the SA Mint will not make circulation coins anymore because everything's going digital or was going, you know, Bitcoin and all that sort of stuff. And even in countries in Africa, they've only got banknotes. So there might come a time, and we've seen it. We started out with half-cent pieces and cent pieces. They're all disappearing. And the lower coins, the 5 cents gone, next to go is a 10-cent piece. But there will be always, there will be a client who wants numismatics. So I think the future of numismatics is really going to be good. And the good stuff, if you buy good stock and you've got good product, the future of numismatics to me is still great.
So we only got a few minutes left here. I just want to say, maybe you guys won't have this opportunity again. So I want to, if there's anyone in the audience, we're going to get a few people. If you guys have questions, I'll walk through you. And you can ask a specific person. So let's see if we can get a few questions. Raise your hand who wants to. I've got someone here. That's a good question for Dario. Creating some points, Dario.
Triple the value.
Triple the value.
So if he's lucky enough tonight, he can triple stamp it.
Well, you can actually triple stamp your points tonight. GRC allows, and then you've got triple the value. And then you can grade it with us for free. So that would be fine.
I would just like to burst his bubble there. We prefer not to make rejects.
So for the other people, hey, yeah. Back to my what type of spirit does that?
Okay, a nice question. There is only one older coin press in South Africa, and that's the Oompole coin press that some of you might remember was at Golden City for many years. It belongs to the South African Mint, and we had the privilege of using that machine for 20 odd years. Then it went back to the SA Mint. I gave it back to the SA Mint, and we in the interim had bought this press behind us. Now the Oompole press was bought by Paul Kruger in 1892, and they bought 2 of those machines. And that one that was at the SA Mint is now gone to the museum at the Reserve Bank. So this, in essence, I don't know if it's going to be working there. Is it, Shane? It's going to be working there. So, right, well, then it is the oldest working coin press in the world, but this would be number 2, okay? This press behind me, I bought in Germany many, many years ago. It was built in 1912, which I think is older than most of us, yeah? And it still works very well. We do a lot of work on it all day long. It's 400 tons pressure maximum that we can use on it, and that's enough to flatten your finger. So you will have the opportunity to mint your own coin on it a bit later. It is a noisy machine because it's so old. We've got a modern machine standing at the back there. You'll see it's there. It's in mothballs. It's not exciting. This press, when you hear it run, it's an exciting thing. It makes a hell of a racket, and it's a fun machine to work with. But still, we use it every single day.
Okay, any more?
Yeah, thank you. It's a topic that has come up recently internally at the Mint. I think the real problems that we tend to have is, especially on proof points, circulation proof points, it's not really the cost of the metal. It's delivering a coin of a quality that is proof and the amount of coins that are scrapped in achieving that. So it is building a process that delivers a proof product from a circulation quality blank, resulting mass wastage. And that, when you look at that as a cost, is what really pushes the price up. We're very, very selective and strict on our quality control. Having said that, we've taken the view that going forward, we will take it as a hygiene factor. The Mint will sell circulation points, uncirculated proof, and we will price ourselves at a reasonable and befitting price. So that change is coming through very, very shortly. And it's a process which we undertook just to understand where we are in relation to our peers. You know, when you're selling a proof set in Europe and a €2 coin is worth 40 Rand, and it actually costs you 8 Rand to make, it's very, very easy to sell it at face value. Whereas with us, it's something completely different. So it is something we're fixing. Thank you.
This is I'm a fan of the work place. So I just want to find out when the first volume of the lesson, were there ones that were mentioned with the press?
Yes, yes, we minted coins with that Wimpole press for very many years. You know, it's a kind of machine you must understand there are no parts available. Ludwig Löwe, who made that thing in 1892, does no longer exist. And we cannot go to them and get parts. So a lot of the parts that didn't work on that machine, we had to fabricate. We had to make them ourselves, okay, which we did. Luckily, we had the infrastructure to do that, so yes, that did. But that machine used to work every single day. We had foreign tour groups coming into Gold Reef City Mint when we were still at Gold Reef City every single day. And we used to do a demonstration for all those groups, and they would buy the tokens that I'm sure many of you have got. There's a whole set of tokens that we used to mint there, and yes, that machine worked very well for a very long time. We had to nurse it because it was an old lady, but it's still a beautiful machine, and there's nothing else like it on earth. Very, very special machine.
Question for Thomas. Comment Brian, in regards to the villain pattern, we know the model well. Some of the points that we know in South Africa is already really, really well. We want to see a rebalance of the villain pattern and see that internationally, where America, they've acted of millions of the points of really high in South Africa, we really do have many. Do you think there will ever be a kind of rebalance?
Well, let's ask Uncle Brian.
I'm doing the mic here.
Yeah, let's all go.
Brian,
Yeah.
Well, I would start first of all. Glenn forgets that 2 cents and 1 cent were minted at Gold Reef City by the South African Mint on Wimpole. Remember that? Also, in 1964, I bought my first proof set. I went to the Mint, and you went through a little dingy passage, and I paid 27 Rand for that. That set today will cost you over 30,000 Rand. Buy gold, you won't be sorry. Now I'm going. All you talking about my new book, my 14th edition's coming out. Originally, the mint melted South African coins and they ran a tally on it. In 1968, they stopped. So we have no idea what's meant melted. Melted. You've got to guess. And let me tell you, everything is scarce. Most things are rare, very rare. Marco is right. Buy numismatics if you can. Buy top grades. You won't be sorry. But if you're only in it to make money, buy gold. Thank you. Oh, I want to tell him something. The single 9 was struck with a single 9, and the mint looked at this mint, the coin, and said, the 9's too big. So they struck the double 9 with a smaller 9. Also on a single 9, it's M is scratched into it, and it makes it very sought after. Normally, if you scratch a coin, you ruin it. But this tells you that Mr. Macron owned it. Am I right? Yes. Don't forget that.
So on that topic, Uncle Brian, have you ever seen the single 9? And the 9 is double struck.
The single double 9 is a smaller 9.
It's double struck on the
And
coin.
they made 2 9s together.
Mm.
2 9s.
We've got a great picture up for everyone tonight. Uncle Brian, I just found it on the Coin Collectors Club. But there's something that you said in 1986. Numismatics is a lifetime hobby. You will lose interest periodically. This does not deter you. You will always return to this fascinating subject. If you collect choice grade coins, you will not be sorry. Choice coins are an excellent investment, and if you follow sound guidelines, you will make money as well as have many hours of enjoyment. Happy collecting.
How incredible is that? Thanks everyone. Obviously, give a round of applause for the panel tonight.
I want to tell you another little thing about the mint. Most of you don't know that the first numismatic society started in the Transvaal was started in 1947. Dr. Morris was one of the gentlemen involved, but Mr. Van As from the Mint was the moving party in starting that society. You can't go to the Mint today and ask them to do that, they'll laugh at you. Am I right, Shane?
Uncle Brian, it's wonderful to have you here tonight.
Thanks so much, guys. Obviously, all the panel members, thank you so much for being part of this. And obviously, everyone are going to be here for a bit of time. So if you have any questions for them specifically, you can all go up to them and try to debate it. But maybe it's all about opportunity. You never know when you're going to have an opportunity again. You have Brian, Thomas, Glenn, Shane, Kennedy, Dylan, Marco. So many amazing people here tonight. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
We are slowly going to start the minting process. A lot of you obviously have your tasks here. We are going to start alphabetically from A to J. So we'll let you guys know when we're ready with that, but very, very soon.
Okay, okay. It's fine. Yeah. I'm okay. Okay, so kan dis ek kan doen.
En dan vra net dat hulle musiek aansit.
Compressor on. You got a microphone for you?
Let's move the chairs there.
Hierso, draai die ene. Draai die ene.
Ladies and gentlemen, yeah. Hello. We need a microphone that works, guys. Sorry. Can we have a mic that works, please? What's wrong with this one? Why is it not talking?
I need to connect that side.
Let's connect that side. Hello. Hello.
Thank you so much.
We need a microphone.
This should be working. It's the guys there that made him research.
John, can you leave it?
Jamie, terug in weggaan. Yeah. We're just getting it out of the way. Yeah. Come on, so. Please.
Don't drop it, Glenn.
What?
Thomas has got the mic. Oh, it's okay. We can just make the other 8.
It wasn't a gold one.
My question wasn't answered.
It was. You said you have to guess.
Sorry?
Yeah, that almost got quite intense, eh? You've almost started a big debate there, John. Start talking vintage figures. With a lot of them.
What do you mean?
This fucking multiple. Oof. Sean, you are after me. I'm gonna get a shit one. My name's early. Yeah. Don't.
This. No, it's not on. It's not on.
Landon?
Glenn.
Landon.
You need a microphone.
Yeah. This right now is gold.
Yeah.
Wanneer stryk ons spel?
Goeie vraag. Ek is weet.
Weer julle.
Ek weet. Ek is maar tussen Goldreef City en ek sien dit
Ja, maar die goud, ek meen nog steeds nie die goud. Ek meen nog steeds uitgeloop so die.
Dis 'n goeie vraag.
Kom ons vra. Waar's Glenn?
Hy's op goed.
He changed the questions.
That was the first bold one. Part of tonight, of course, is here. And I want to give you the honor of being the first person to strike the brass coin tonight. Tonight, we're also going to have an auction for the number one in brass, silver, and gold. So, Apple is here. First time. So, you actually have to hold the machine now.
Hey!
Apple is quite passionate about coins and obviously becoming a member of the South African Coin Collectors Club. And he's got the number one brass that he's going to be striking here. And after him, we're going to proceed and obviously strike some of the brass coins. Let's give this moment to Apple.
Skiedenis hierdie.
Okay, we need a brass plate. Glenn's got one. Look at that. The upper pocket.
Hoekom is hy gedouble strike? Wat is die rede dan?
Hy's
Ja, gewap up. Met gebolts. Wat is die rede? Wat is die afgesien te lig? Moet weer in die hoofd.
interessante panel discussion. Dit is nou 'n bietjie oor tyd gewees. Ek's omgekrap, ek het nie antwoord gekry. Vergeet dit.
Antwoord op
My vraag. My vraag gehoor.
Ons is John.
Ja.
So, of course, part of the process of the single line is going through the line overstamp as well as the M monogram. So, I've got a few steps here. So, as we're going to do tonight, as people strike the brass medallion, please remember right at the back as you came in, there's a box with a certificate. So, once you guys strike it, you'll need to go to the back to get your certificate and the box for the medallion. As you guys strike it, you go over here where you see a fly press, and this is where the coin will get a single 9 overstamp on it.
Wat jy van jou?
Nee, my nie. Maar my persoon is.
Are you gonna do your interview now?
Hey, I can do an interview. Okay. Nee, dis jy is 'n interview.
Wie?
Jy. Hello everyone. Testing 1 2 3. Let's have this in the background. Let's just move it around. Jacob beweeg net hier na toe vir my asseblief.
Don't you want to be in front of the Super Sport interview?
Right.
Vergeet aan hierdie kant.
Yes, I get you. Well, we're here still live. We're live here. We're currently starting the minting process of the medallions of this evening. And I've got a very big celebrity next to me, the owner of Pennies and Shillings, the YouTube channel. Yaku, it's awesome here. What is your first impressions of this evening?
I think, John, this is absolutely history in the making. Numismatics has always been a type of hobby that's been almost isolated in some way. Small little pockets of people discussing, but all of a sudden, the whole of South Africa is coming together. This is phenomenal to see. Lots of youngsters as well. So I'm very excited.
And of course, with your Pennies and Shillings YouTube channel, you've seen it now for a couple of years. What is different about this type of meeting for the numismatics that you're seeing tonight?
Yeah, I think it's definitely more diverse in terms of different kinds of people, different interests as well. It's not just, you know, it's not that narrow any longer. It's much more broader, and I think it's a very positive thing.
And what's your big impression? If you have to sum up this event so far in one word, what would that be?
That's where you get them with it's so many words to choose from, but I would say the first word that comes to mind is exciting. This is absolute history in the making. So, and it's such a privilege to be part of it.
It's a big privilege. Thank you, Yaku, for the interview. Guys, it's been awesome here. We're still having a fantastic time as the minting process is taking place. So continue watching the live stream. You'll see Apple performing a bit later.
Thank you.
What a performance, John.
It's on the spot.
Oh, Dario, we got our second interview.
Please. Okay, John, get the camera rolling.
All right.
And
Let's go. I'm gonna go. Young man, I'm going to ask you a favor. We're going to quickly do an interview. And it's just for the live stream, Mrs. Tell us what your question was. Yeah? Yeah, after the event. Okay, so I'll ask the question, just an easy answer. Not too much. Your name again?
Tate. Tate.
Tate.
Tate.
Tate. Oh, there we go. Interview time. Yes, Paul.
Not sure what to say.
That's okay. Don't worry.
So really say.
Good night.
Hi, so I'm here with Tayton. And Tayton, what is your age?
I am 14 and I love collecting coins. It's one of my biggest passions. Since my granny gave me a very old coin, fell in love with the hobby and I really enjoy it very much.
That's awesome to hear, Tayton. As we just heard from Yaku, the Numismatic Society is growing in its diversity with age. Now, Tayton, what has stood out for you tonight, what you've seen here?
Mostly just seeing all the collectors come together, talk about their hobby, what they collect. It's just nice to hear from everyone, get insights from different collectors. It's very fun.
That's very cool. And you're currently in the line to strike your own coin. Have you ever done that before?
No, never. It's a one-of-a-time experience.
Yeah, very exciting. So I'm here with Tayton. Everything's happening here at the Coin Collectors Club. Well done, man. Well done.
Sure, John. You're natural, eh? Natural on the mic.
You know, I'm literally a professional. I'm one of South Africa's cricket commentators.
Okay. All right, so the coin has already been struck. The over stamp has just been made. It's being recorded. As you can see, the collectors are very excited. Can I quickly pull you in for a quick interview here? We've got you on the camera. How is it to strike your own medallion here?
Very, very nice.
Oh, he's going to do it again. Look at that. Here, of course, with Carl Skuman, son of Glenn Skuman, here at Gold Reef City Mint. Isn't this awesome, Carl?
It's become my life, and it's quite a wonderful life to live. Actually, I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
And it's awesome. And we're talking about the diversity we're seeing here tonight, the age differences, we're seeing multicultural. It's awesome to see, isn't it, for numismatics?
No, listen, growing up, as the guys were saying in the interviews, numismatics is pretty much an old man's game. And that is changing quite dramatically, as you say, very, very quickly. It's really nice to see some youngsters running around.
Yeah. So that's from Carl Skuman here at Gold Reef City. So we're here with Tony. Now, Tony, it's your first time here at Gold Reef City Mint or not?
Second time. I was here first time for a meeting, and this is the first time for an event.
Now, would you say it's a bit different, with the amazing function we've got taking place here?
It's a spectacular event. Really well done. Really well thought out. It's a nice privilege to be here.
Now, have you ever struck your own coin? Are you looking forward to that this evening?
It would be a first time for me. So looking forward to slabbing a mint. Yeah, definitely a first experience.
Now, from our panel discussions with the people, was there anything that stood out from you for what they said? Anything insights you learned tonight?
Yeah, it's interesting for me coming from Orania and being part of the Aura stuff. We're also trying to create and to play a role in the ecosystem. So it's interesting to see the different dynamics with every the roles every person plays in the ecosystem, and obviously to try and add value. It's a nice learning curve.
Yes, so if you don't know, this is the man behind the scenes, behind all Aura Notes. He's the man who's bringing it into the market.
Is there anything you want to tell us about it? I mean, you're very proud of what you guys have created in Orania. It's getting out there into the market for the first time, seeing it go on auction as we have seen at Basani's auction house. Anything you would like to add regarding the Aura?
Well, the I series was the ninth edition of the Aura, and it's going to be in circulation for the next 3 years. So planning the 10th edition is just starting out, and yeah, we're hoping that we could add more value to the collector.
Yes, and just with the auras as well, I mean, we've seen a lot of collectors actually really liking them and they're doing really well in the market. What was that your expectation to see that type of response?
At first, we didn't really pitch it for the collectors market. We tried to just really tell our story and you know, be true to ourselves. You know, to connect the story to the holidays that we have in Irania, and it just panned out quite well. So we are really thankful for the support that we get on the Horus.
Yeah, so it's awesome to have Tony with us here tonight, all the way from Orania, representing the Aura series. Well done. Oh, nog steeds 'n bietjie weer op te kyk.
Very good, eh? Don't put your fingers on, eh? You'll damage it. It's 80 million rand, that coin. You give me 80 million? Come on.
I know
I'll
a
give you a
guy.
good
I
deal.
know a guy.
Wait, I've got kids coming now.
Yeah, no, they'll put it on auction.
not saying anything. I've got a problem with it. Yes.
Okay, it's not a big like of course we are auction on number one last month for the mall. There's a couple of different items to become shortly. So after that, we will have continue and just in a few minutes, I'll say so it's a great club and let's also try.
Look at the chairs, baby. There's going to be a second setback.
Got it all.
What microphone are you going to give Apple? Because he needs to have this.
That's please. Can I have this? Oh, the East taking this one. Videos.
It's just, it literally just needs to.
So, yeah.
Any of them.
Okay, waar gaan Apple op kry? Okay, I think he needs to come now.
Yeah.
Landon, why are you stealing my cup? I was waiting for your roast. What happened to the roast? Oh, well done, Adrian.
I'm not going to introduce it. So, ladies and gentlemen. Big go money. Yeah, that's it. Hello. Huh? So you guys can't strike now. This is the. I know you guys do well. Okay, you're gonna be here for another hour. This is for me. Yeah, they can. It's only gonna be like 10 minutes. You can wait. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Jeff.
Okay, please extend my fingers, please.
Guys, want to record? You should. Yeah, record it.
Can you mint my piece?
Yeah. Oh, they're done.
Yeah, they really sold it.
I was waiting for you, Liz.
I got surprised for you after you're done.
Thank you.
Oh, you got one. First time you've done that.
You just put it until you give me. Just put it in.
So awkward. In what way?
The inner circle.
Probably is a bit. You see your hand do the.
You should then put it in.
Yeah.
Here we go.
En ek hoop nie is baie Engels sprekende mense hier, so die Engelse liedjie wat ons gaan doen. Ek sukkel nog met die Engels, maar ek gaan dit tot die beste van my vermoë vir julle probeer oordra. Nou hierdie volgende liedjie lê my verskriklik naby aan die hart en ek dink ook ons vandag iets druk met Paul Kleers op gesinkel. Is dit regtig waardevol om dit net te speel maar sien van Thomas se gunsteling liedjies. So voorreg om vanaand vir julle te kan sing en dankie vir die tyd maak.
Weet jy wat? Ja, gaan Sorry, do you know how to put the lights on? That's quite an emergency. Like in the next 5 seconds or 10 or 20.
Don't rush a woman, Landon. Thank you. You should know this.
Okay, you got 10 seconds left. Thank you so much.
'n vriend toe 'n voorsien toe 'n Weskus vir 'n maand aan voer. En die plan het 'n different werk, so daar's 8.500 minder honger mafies elke jaar as gevolg van hierdie projek. Nou, ja, as jy vir jaar is, die van elke jaar van 7% later, die 7 jaar kan het stil gaan maak. Die volgende is die verskillende bestaan in die projek. En is 'n stryd deur 'n absolute verskillendheid van proefwerk, die boodskap en die moeilijke verdiepings. En dan is dat is waar.
I'm jealous of your hair, yeah, but not about your height. And you may like Little boy, tomorrow, Foto's hierso.
show me your oranges. Een was 'n ATKV liedjie gewees met die naam van Waar is my Dina? Maar aangesien ek nooit uitgevind het waar my Dina werklik is nie, het ek nie maar die storie self gaan staan en skryf oor die spesifieke liedjie. So ek hoop julle geniet hom. Sy naam is Dina. Ons het saam gedoen, Mokop die Garoes, hy was iets waar die besuiker, die batterie is so jong, die kar gereid. As kan doen is fontein, as hy sy kriek hier op my tot as lekker kry. you, ladies and gentlemen. Apple, that was incredible. Eh? You can have a round of applause for Apple. So, just for another 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to do some awards tonight. Just put my branding down. We'll do some awards tonight and then also just an auction very quickly, obviously for a few items. So we are going to start with those awards. That's something that we're all very passionate about tonight as we go through some of the names of very, very influential people in South African numismatics. So, obviously important for us as we move forward with numismatics and write that next chapter, and we also honor a lot of people from the past. So I'll go through a few names of people winning awards tonight, and we're going to start with so awards of people that aren't with us anymore, that had a big impact on numismatics. So the first one, if you've seen those CS, the initials on coins, on South African circulation coins, and so many coins over the years, this is for Kurt Steinberg. So someone who really, literally defined what we know as South African coins today, and obviously for him, I think he deserves a round of applause for hundreds and hundreds of coins in South Africa today. And he was the dice thinker of, and obviously created those incredible dice of South African coins.
Alright. The next one. Ooh. We had to put this up. This is one of my favorites. Dr. Heinz first. Can you please come up, yeah? Don't worry. Can we maybe put the lights on somehow a little bit so we can see a little bit better? This is one that is very important for me. I just need to find it here. Dr. Heinz, before I give this to you, I just need to explain. This is an honorary life membership that we created in the South African Coin Collectors Club. I've decided to name this after the late Peter Bowles. Maybe who can say something about Peter Bowles? Dylan, just 1 minute because it's very important because this is going to be part of the Collectors Club forever.
I'll say just a few short words, but I think I'm the luckiest grandson in the world to have come from Peter Bowles without even having to make my own clients. I've had clients. People want to deal with me just because I'm related to my grandfather. So, you know, he had clients that he dealt with for his entire life, and everyone only had good words to say about him. He always tried to do his best by everybody, and that's something that I'd like to take forward in my life and my collector's journey and numismatic journey, and he's someone I think we should all strive to be just like. So I think it's very fitting, and thank you, Thomas, for calling it the Peter Bowles Award.
So it's called the Peter Bowles Order of Numismatics. It's awarded in recognition of exceptional lifetime dedication and contribution to South African numismatics and its preservation for future generations. Therefore, be it known that Dr. Heinz Wirtz is hereby inducted into the Peter Bowles Order of Numismatics and granted honorary life membership of the South African Coin Collectors Club. Thank you for what you have done in your lifetime for South African numismatics and for the friends that you are to me.
There we go. Nice.
All right, next one.
So for those of you who don't know, JT Becklick was very influential with Transvaal numismatics for many, many years. And someone where it really laid the foundation of where we are today. And obviously being in Gauteng and being part of this community, he really is someone who shaped a lot of where we are. So JT Becklick also gets the Peter Paul's numismatic award.
Appel, as jy nog hier.
So Appel, come on. I'm very excited about talking about the So joining the South African Coin Collectors Club is a welcome pack that everyone gets. So we're giving this to Appel today as an award for him being part of the South African Collectors Club.
Yes, dis ongelooflik. En as ek reg het, you all member number 33. Yes.
Member number 33, Appel.
Next one. Okay, so this is one that's closest to my heart. I can't talk too long, but Elias Levine. I never got to know him, obviously, but many people here do know him. But he started something in my collecting journey. And for those that might know, he wrote a book about ZR coinage. And in 1973, I believe, he exhibited his ZR collection. In 1974, and then he sold it off. And he was 6 coins away from completing that collection in Min State. And he had the famous words to say, it is impossible to complete the ZR collection in Min State. Impossible. Well, today we know mathematically all collectors can achieve that because of grading. I'm 1 coin away from completing the second collection in MS. Thanks, Evie. So this one is for him. An honorary life membership, posthumously, Elias Levine. Uncle Brian. You'll make it up here. Where do I begin to say what you have done for South African I don't think most people here can even comprehend what presents there are, just having you around. You know, every single time I'm around you, still today, I get shivers going down my spine. You know, as long as I've been in numismatics, you've seen Uncle Brian hand. You are South African numismatics. And for you, we did make a spelling mistake, we'll fix it. Everybody makes mistakes. Uncle Brian, thank you so much for what you have done to South African numismatics. Marco, did you think we're going to forget about you?
Yeah, you.
I do see
what you do behind the scenes for the dealers and what role you play in numismatics. You've also spent a lifetime in this, and it's with the biggest honor that we would like to grant you honorary life membership of the South African Coin Collectors Club.
What a legend.
Name the order of the numismatics, and not so seriously granting honorary life membership. Luckily, we've got someone that can receive this. Debbie, I'm calling on you. Accept this from your opinion. Thank you for what your father has done for us in the numismatics. And the last one for tonight. I believe it's the last one.
Go back just like Glenn, and you can go back to the photo. She skipped it already, so just say Glenn.
You can just go back.
Yeah, Glenn. There we go.
Wow.
What a photo.
What a photo. Oh, my Glenn. Ons wil ek net gehad om mekaar terug te leef in die jare. Ek het dit geleer het. Elke keer as ek jou kry, hier in die mens, hier op die eiland van Mauritius, ek het baie saglik laat gemaak. Regtig baie dankie vir wat jy hier op die geskaap het. Ons waardeer dit opreg. En ek hoop ons generasie sal jou trots maak eendag as jy terugkyk daarna. Ja. Then 10 more minutes and then we're done. Just a quick auction. Okay. Who's going to be the auctioneer? Do we have auctioneers now?
Before we get there, I think we can all really take a moment to appreciate what Thomas has done. With the South African Coin Collectors Club, I think we spoke about it a lot, last 4 months or so. It's something that I know is so passionate about, and all the hours of calls and the conversations and everything that's led to this. So, Thomas, this is all because of you. And the future of South African numismatics, like you said, a legacy and something that you get to really, people talk about these coins for centuries and centuries to come. And I know that a lot more people are going to talk about them because of you. So I'd just like to, everyone, a round of applause for Thomas.
Thinking about when I hold you over there, sitting next to my mom in therapy the last 2.5 weeks, seeing our country further, and what is my legacy and hobby I love, and leaving something behind. So, I've been fortunate to win so many awards in South African numismatics, and we talk about these awards and the names behind them. So, one thing I thought fit to do is why not create my own award? Something that will be there for years and years to come after me. So I decided to create the Thomas Phillips Bay floating trophy, which we want to give away. It needs to be the biggest, which will be awarded annually for exceptional contribution to South African numismatics. And I hope I can inspire other people to join me on this journey and help really grow numismatics. And that the people that this will be awarded to, we will remember those are the people helping to write the next chapter. And then as part of that, Henk is here. Henk does all the legal for the Coin Club. And Henk's also helped me to set up a fund, a foundational fund. So we've contributed to that fund an amount of 2 million rands. And that fund is to promote South African mathematics. So the idea is very simple. Prof. Malan wants to write a book, he needs funding. Someone wants to do research, or someone comes up with an idea how to promote and grow this hobby. You approach us, if it makes sense, the funding is there for you to help grow the hobby. And you might just walk away with this award. So I hope you take this to heart and you help me on this journey. And let's grow numismatics together in South Africa. And we write the next chapter.
So obviously we have to do an auction tonight. Quite a few items. Lot number one tonight. Welcome. Lot number one, quite like. I think probably most of us have this coin at home. So lot number one tonight is another 5 rand coin from 2008. And at the German coin fair coming up on Saturday, there's about 400 of these that are being handed out to people to prove that 5 rand really is just 5 rand. So let's put it on auction right now for lot number one. You can give me 5 rand for it. We got 5 rand. Sold to Dario for 5 rand. Yeah, I got them those like 100. Number two, we're going big. So of course the single line was set on 1898 pont. So in my hand I've got an 1898 pont. It's an AU58. It says this coin looks really, really good. Got some nice luster. So it's just an 1898 ZAR pot AU58. We're going to start the bidding at 15,000 rand. This is below spot. We got markup for 15 rand. We got 16. That's 15 now. Going to 16. Heads at 16 now. Going to go 17. Marker at 17 now. Going to go 18. I've got 18 from 15 at the back now. At 18 now. Going to go 19. Anyone of 19,000. At 18,000 from 15 now. Going to go 19. 19. Anyone now. At 19 for him. Now going to 20,000. At 19,000 now. We're going once. At 19,000 we're going twice. At 19,000 then. Sold! Lot number 2 to hang here for 19,000 rand. He's going to touch the okay, we got a specimen banknote. So if you don't know what a specimen banknote is, it's an example of how a banknote was supposed to be like. It's a 10 shilling banknote from 1949. And the specimen note is graded at PMG and graded as a 55. It also has that beautiful serial number of 000001. Right here, specimen note. We're going to start it off at 5,000 rand. At 5,000, I do 5,000 from anyone. At 5,000 is a specimen 10 shilling note. At 5,000 rand, who's going to go for it? At 5,000, 4,000, I got 4,000. At 4,000, I'm going to go 5, now you want a 5. At 4,000 rand, now it's a specimen banknote from 1949. Catalog's about 22,000. At 4,000 rand, I'm going to go once. I'm going to go twice. At 4,000 rand, I want a 5. I got 5. At 5,000, I'm from Carl, do I have 6? That 5 now going to get 6 now, 5 now going to go more now, 5 now, this is all for the coin club, guys. That 5 at 6 now is going to go 7,000. That 6,000 now going to need 7 now, 6 now going to go more now, 6 now going to go once, I'm going to go twice. That's 6,000 rand.
interesting. We've got 2019 Chinese game banknotes. Now these are both graded as a 67, but what's really special about these banknotes, something you're not going to see too often, is that these two notes have the same serial number. So, the serial number is 000898683. These banknotes are a normal one and a recruitment with the same serial number. Both of these are PNG graded P7. It's going to go at 1,000 rand. Anyone? At 1,000, now it's going to go 2. At 2,000, now it's going to go 2.5. Now 2,000 is going to go more. At 2.5, now it's going to go 3,000. Now 3,000. Anyone now? At 2.5, now I've got 2.5 still. Now 2.5 going what? At 2.5 going twice. At 2,500 rand, it is no one now more now 2,500. It is sold for 2,500. There's something very special, of course, for me. In April this year was the release of the latest Orania Aura banknotes from the High Series. And as then we also have some special art that was created for the banknotes itself. So this is an original drawing from the artist who created the bank of the coupons, and Paul Kruger, and the statue and monument that is in Orania is on there. You also do get a brand new I-series with all of these notes having the same serial number of number 18. But, start the bid. 2,000 rand. Who's going to go first? At 2 now, going to go 2.5 now. 2 now, going to go more. At 2.5 now, going to go 3. I've got 3 now, going to go 3.5 now. At 3.5, it's the only way you're going to get one of those original paintings. At 3.5 now, it's going to go 4,000. I've got 3.5, I've got 4 in the front shed, you have 4.5 there. At 4.5 now, it's going to go 5,000. Now I'm going to get 5 from someone. At 4.5 now, I'm going to need 5 now, 4.5 still. At 4,500 going once, at 4,500 going twice. I've got 5. At 5 now, it's going to go 6,000. I've got 6 now, it's going to go 7. 7 here, 7,000. At 7 now, it's going to go 8 now. At 7 now, I'm going to need 8 now. 7,000 now, it's going to go more now, 7,000. At 7,000 going once, at 7,000 going twice. I've got 8. At 8,000. At 8,000 now, it's going to go 9 now. 8 now, it's going to go more. I've got 9. At 9,000 now, it's going to go 10 now. 10,000 is what I need now. To keep the number, it makes the math easier, guys. Come on. At 9,000, we're going once, we're going twice. At 9,000 rand. No 10. At 9,000 rand, it is sold. At 9,000 rand. Thanks, Ian. So obviously with the Orania banknote series, this one is way more scarce and more special in many ways. It is the alternative series. Now, if you don't know the alternative series, it was sold out within 2 hours. 25 cents, this is the only way to get one. Pretty much impossible. And it also comes with one of those Paul Kruger paintings from the monument. And it started off at 2,000. I've got 2 now, I'm going to get 3 now, 2 now, but I need 3 now, 2 is going to go more. At 2,000 now, but I need 3, only 35 of these sets were ever made. And you get that original drawing, I got 3,000. At 3 now, but I need 4 now, 4 now, it's going to go 5. At 4 now, but I need 5,000 now, 4 now, it's going to go more now, 4 now, but I need 5. Sorry, you're thinking about it, the market's big, you're missing out. At 5,000 now, I'm going to go 6. At 6 there now, it's going to go more now. At 6 I need now, but I need 7. At 6,000 now, it's going to go more now. At 6 now, but I need 7 now. At 6,000 going once. At 6,000 going twice. I've got 7 there. At 7 now, it's going to go 8,000 now. 7 now, but I need 8 now. It's going to go now. I've got 8,000. At 8 now, it's going to go 9 now. 8 now, I need 25 cents of these, and then they all have the same serial number. Here's the original painting, guys. Paul Kruger. Come on, you guys like that. At 8,000. Anyone going to go 9? I've got 9. There we go. Can I get 10,000? Marco, way more reasons for you. At 10,000 from Marco. At 10 now, can I get 12 now? At 10,000 now, it's going to go 12 now. 10,000 now. Thomas is walking around promoting this. Wow. Thank you, Thomas. At 10,000, he's going to go more. At 10,000, going once, going twice. At 10,000 rand, it is. Well done, Marco. Oh! We've got a few lots left here tonight. 1994. For the beautiful birthday covers Hong Kong. Hong Kong. Think about that. Going to the okay. We're going at 500 rand. Who's going to go? The beautiful frame. Come on, put it on the wall here. At 500, anyone going to go 500? I need 500 from someone. Who wants it? We got a break. We got a birthday for 500. At 500 in the back now, I'm going to go 800. Come on, guys. At 800, I've got 800 now. I'm going to go 1,000. At 800 now, I need 1,000. Now 800 is going to go more. Now 800 now, do I have 1,000 from anyone? At 800 now, I need 1,000. I've got 1,000, yes. At 1,000 now, I'm going to go 1, 2 now. 1,000 now, I need 1, 2 now. At 1,000 now, I'm going to go more. Now 1,000 now, I need 1, 2 now. 1,000 is going to go more now. At 1,000 rand going once. At 1,000 rand going twice. Sorry, by the way, it's not Nelson Mandela's signature. Suddenly, we've got a beautiful 1, 2. Can I get 1 5 from anyone? I've got 1 5. And 1 5 now is going to go 2,000. I've got 2,000 now. And 2,000 now, I need 2 5 now. 2,000 now, still going once. And 2,000 going twice. I've got 2.5. And 2.5 now, yes. And there we go. And 2.5 now, I'm going to get 3,000. And 2.5 going once. And 2.5 going twice. At 2,500, your last chance. What's that original signature? At 3,000. At 3,000, you got to go in our van and you got it for 4. You want? Yeah, why not? I'm trying to save time here, man. At 3.5? 3.2, okay. Andre, 3.5. 4 grand. See, he's got the balls here, man. At 4,000 now, I'm going to go 4.5. At 4,000 now, I'm going to need 4.5. And we're expecting it to see if the signature is real. At 4 now, I'm going to need 4.5. He's got it for 4.5. That must be real. At 4.5 now, I'm going to get 5,000. At 5 now, from Andre now, Banner, you want to put 6. At 5 now, I'm going to need 6 now. At 5 now, he's going to give it to Banner, to Andre here. At 5 going once, at 5 going twice. At 5,000 rand, Andre, sold. Very special tonight is that we do have the number 1 on the brass, silver and gold. The gold is an ounce of gold. There's only 9 of them ever minted. And let's start with the brass number 1. There's about 120 of these being minted. And if you guys were not here tonight, you're never going to get one. So thank you for all of you guys being lucky and being part of an amazing part of numismatics. So, number 1 for the brass. Okay, so what we're going to do, the dies obviously aren't going to be used after this. So it's the number 1 of the brass, number 1 of the silver with a mintage of 99, and number 1 of the gold with a mintage of 9, and the dies. So you're getting all of them together as one item. So obviously you've got gold ounce working at the spot, you've got silver, you've got everything. It's all one item. And I'm going to start the bidding at 60,000 rand. Who wants it? 60,000 from one, we're going to go 65. At 65 on the back, now we have 70 from you, one. 70,000. 75 banner. 75 from banner, you have 18,000 from someone. 80,000 here, you have 85. At 85 now, it's going to go 19,000 now. At 85 now, we're going to need 19,000 now. If you want at 19 now. At 19,000 from Marco now. 95 in. 95,000, 100,000. 100,000. 100 now, let's go to 110. Anyone here? 100,000 now is going to go 110 now. At 100,000 now is going to go more now. 100,000. At 100,000, we got 110 there from John. Thank you. At 110 now, it's going to go 120. At 110 now, we need 120 now. At 110 now, it's going to go more, going once at 110, going twice at 110. If there's no more bids at 110,000 rand, it is. Oh! Doc, you want to come to the front here? Take a photo.
Guys, give a round of applause to Jock. Of course, all of this money is going to the South African Coin Collectors Club. 110,000 rand. Thank you, Jock. And obviously for everyone here, thank you for being part of it. If you haven't struck your brass coin yet, we are still going to continue the process of that for part 2. And then get some drinks, enjoy the night, and Thomas has worked hard on all these AI songs, so we're going to play a few of them for the rest of the night.
Okay, Heinz, I got it here. I think I'll be able to get those licenses from you. Yes, yeah. How many do you need? So it's 12 in sequence, eh? But it starts at the right number. Sorry? It starts at the right number, so obviously from the first ad. So you got all of them. And then the half cent, you're going to need a combination.
baie dankie. Jy het baie gedoen. Ek het weet jy kan so aanstaan. Ja. Nog 5000 yes, I got it. Okay. Ja, ik wil morgen tomorrow. Dat is iets wat ik niet uit en dat is cool. You want just right, just fine. Ja, ja. I don't even know what his name is. Herman did a thing to I'm pretty sure we sold one of those in the signature shop. You just get the right guy. The room here is not Chris also told me you get some extra memorabilia and we still give it for free. Oh wow. So put it in the frame and then bring it in. Upgrade it. Cool. Thanks. Cheers. Bye. The black car outside. Sorry. Cheers, mate. Keep following. Thanks a lot, mate. Keep following. Ja, en ek wil die koste baie fout gekry. Iedereen dan, I saw him earlier with yes, lucky with him. It's in the canvas spot. And the guy knows. Yes, yes. Can I get one? Yes. Banners and bags. I've got the bag.
en ek kan nie wag vir ek het nou ek het die app dit om nou so ek het dit so ek het nou dit ek kan nou laat doen. En as jy sien jy soveel geskiedenis en ek sien dit is jy kan regtig nice geskryf vir jy weet wat ek het net gevra wat se pryse jy
As jy terugval, ZAR, goud kan voor 5% mag oor die goudprys. Dis 'n great koop want jy nie outomaties kan en jy die goudprys. So die probleem is 5 tot 10% oor die goudprys max. Ja. Ja, daar's geen kapitaalbelasting. As jy R3 koop nou vir 50,000, jy gaan verkoop op vir 60, dan is die inkomstebelasting. Maar as jy hom baie jare gehou het en jy trade die equity, dan is dit capital gains tax. So sodra jy dit is ZAR munt, is daar geen belasting, dis 'n personal use item. So nou gaan die goudprys op, jy kry die goudprys opgaan se waarde en as jy eendag verkoop vir goudprys, statiese waarde wat saamkom, daar is geen belasting op nie, want dit is 'n personal gains item. Ja, dis vervang. Maar ja, so dis die beste manier om met goud te belê. Dit is maar eintlik reg as jy nou iets sit op die podium en dis kan reg as ons werk dit uit en dit is ek wil reg ek werk met ons edit materiaal. Dis my nou ons geroer en jou respek vir die keer is insane. Ek kan hom nie tap vir dit is eintlik dit ou ons sien baie van dit is ek glo vas as jy die twee woorde in een mond gebruik vir weer en jy meer luister na die ou mense se wyse en ek kan sien die baie mense wat baie dit is my dit is my baie groot teken van 'n individu waar hy sy krag vandaan en dit is my sterkte met dit my ma is nodig aan by dit is so kyk hulle het al op keer maar longe het die linker nog net opgepak om te help met hulle patent en